First of all, that cover page, man, Roger is a little shit, and I love it. I am all about little shit Roger. It makes me wonder what he was like in his childhood, because it's just like he's just a grown ass adult little kid. That's all he really is. Also, the heavens have been rent asunder by the clash of Kaido and Luffy. And even Yamato's just like, yeah, I read about this. When Roger and Whitebeard clashed, the heavens split open, and it's caused the great rumbling across Onigashima. Like, Luffy is full on emperor status at this point. A little emperor, but an emperor nonetheless. Meanwhile, Yamato, apparently that one attack from the Thunder Bagua from Kaido that Yamato managed to just kind of break through with the mirror coating or whatever, where he pulled that Gara outer shell thing, it apparently didn't work as well as we thought it did, as Yamato just starts bleeding profusely from the head. But Luffy has a mission for Yamao, or Yamabro, however you find the translation, because Luffy's still not using Yamato's full name. But Luffy tells Yamato, help the coward, namely Momonosuke, stop the island from descending. As Momonosuke is having a bit of trouble descending, as he's just slowly curled over the edge, like, oh god, oh god, oh god. And I have to admit, like, I have like a slight fear of heights. I'll go on roller coasters or go to tall buildings and shit like that, and I'll for the most part be fine. But there's always that thing in the back of my mind being like, but what if you fell though? Like, I hate that. I hate that part of my brain. So I can empathize with Momonosuke at least a little bit. But Yamato jumps onto Momonosuke's back in order to help him out, but Kaido's just like, where are you going? And goes in on the attack. As Momonosuke is trying to muster up the courage, thinking of Kiku, thinking of Kinemon, all of that. But the height's just too much, as Yamato tries to clash with Kaido to defend, but thankfully in comes Luffy, holding Kaido back literally, as he makes it known, I will be the one to fight your father, Yamato. Take the coward and go. As Momonosuke just goes tumbling off the side of Onigashima. But because we've seen previously when we first were introduced to the concept of Kaido lifting up the entire island with his flame clouds, that Yamato knows a lot about how the dragon flame clouds work. And so Yamato instructs Momonosuke on how to basically race through the sky on the flame clouds. You just create the clouds, grab them, and then just start climbing. Which, it still feels kind of weird because we never technically see it work that way most of the times until it's actually brought up that's how it works. But as Momonosuke manages to stabilize himself, they notice that the island of Onigashima seems like it's starting to collapse. And Yamato realizes that Kaido's power must be waning, and we see that he is starting to get a little tuckered out for the most part. Because let's be real, no matter what, Kaido still comes out of this fight looking like a G. Because, let's be real, even though he did have Big Mom's help for a while, he's received attacks from Luffy, Killer, Kid, Law, the Scabbards, all of them in their entirety, Yamato, and Momonosuke, even if it was just a little bite. That's just like 16 dudes rolling up on Kaido throughout the course of this event. Kaido has taken on like the equivalent of what it took to take down Whitebeard at this point. And just because Kaido's probably at his most intense at this moment, he's still managing to stand, but it's just like, bro needs a little bit of a break. It's like he could probably go for a little bit longer, but he's starting to kind of get a little tuckered out. And the whole holding up Onigashima thing isn't helping at this point. So it's just like, yeah, he's pretty much on his last couple of HB bars. Dude was starting off with like 10 HP bars and now he's down like 2 or 3. It's not gonna be easy, but you're in the final stretch. But I also love the fact that both Yamato and Momonosuke realize, uh-oh, this is kind of bad, cause we're getting dangerously close to the flower capital. Yamato even exposits that we probably got about 5 minutes at max before we hit the flower capital. So we gotta create like more stronger flame clouds in order to keep it in place. Momonosuke is just like, the fuck you on? I can't do that. I only literally just learned how to actually fly now. And there's no way I'm at the same level of power as Kaido. But Yamato's just like, dude, we're not asking you to fight Kaido. We know that's a given, you won't be able to do that. But at the very least, focus on the flame clouds. Because Yamato lays it all out. This is bad no matter what. Because even landing this thing gently on the flower capital, people will die. Which Kaido was kind of hoping for. But the actual worst case scenario is Kaido just gets tired and drops the shit. Literally drops the massive load over the toilet that is the flower capital. But the thing is, Onigashima is chocked full of weapons, explosives, everything. It is a literal giant bomb. And with all of the commotion going on at the flower capital, no one's going to notice this thing until it's too late. There will be no time to evacuate. And should the island fall on all of that, everyone dies. Everyone dies. This is some Avengers Age of Ultron shit. Everyone dies. And Momonosuke at first is just like, okay, so maybe we should stop Luffy? And Yamato beats him on the head and just like, no, don't be stupid. You're really gonna tell the guy who's risking it all to stop the impossible? And at the front lines of one of the most dangerous situations, hey, we don't need you to do that anymore. Stop. Yeah, no. At this point, Luffy is the only person who even has the remotest chance in hell of beating Kaido. Because at least he kinda got his mojo back. He ate, he rested a little bit. Luffy's, he was able to get a little bit of his health bar back. As long as he remembers to dodge roll and jump at the right times, you know, Dark Souls logic basically, and Kingdom Hearts too. It's basically like the Sephiroth fight in Kingdom Hearts. Like, dodge roll, dodge roll, dodge roll, dodge roll, attack, 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 dodge roll, dodge roll, dodge roll, attack, attack, attack. That's how you do this. When he slows down after certain strong attacks, that's when you go in with the heavy shit. You gotta love it when a boss doesn't have healing items. Like, if a boss character can recover their health, that's when you know you're kinda screwed. So Yamato and Momonosuke basically have to be the down low heroes. Keep everything on the DL. No one needs to find out about this. That would distract them from everything else they need to do. I'm pretty sure most people don't even know Onigashima is up in the air flying. Meanwhile, we get to the really badass fight. And I'm gonna be real, I didn't think we were gonna go to Zoro and King's fight. I thought we were going to deal with Sanji and Queen first, then Zoro and King. But we head into the performance floor and King is slashing up a storm. It's actually pretty cool because we actually see King in his hybrid form, which you can barely tell he's in his hybrid form because at most his wings are just incorporated with his arms and he's using those essentially almost like massive swords at this point. And he's basically just sending out all these shock waves of slashes left, right, and center. Basically kind of looks like the Rankyaku of the Rokushiki techniques. But at this level, pretty much everyone has like a flying energy slash technique for the most part. But King, he's just sending out all these slashes indiscriminately almost. And Zoro, he's doing his best to block everything, but a few of them just send Zoro flying back. And it's only because Frankie thankfully is there to just like catch him that Zoro doesn't go flying back even further. And Zoro, man, dude is struggling. Dude is struggling up a storm. I don't even know if Zoro had started this out at 100% if he wouldn't have been having a bit of a hard time with this dude. But Zoro does acknowledge King is a strong bastard, but he's just like, yeah, of course he is. All things considered, Zoro fought his boss and got kind of got his ass handed to him for the most part. So he's just like, yeah, it figures that a guy like that would be serving the monster like Kaido. And good on Frankie for being like, do you need some help, bro? You need a little help, man. But Zoro's just like, nah, it's all good, bro. Meanwhile, Queen is actually pissed off at King because he's just like, dude, stop it with the indiscriminate attacks. You nicked my ass. And King's just like, if only it were your neck. But we learn from some of the fodder that the reason why King is basically going on a tear is because Zoro managed to cut off one of the horns on King's mask. And apparently King is very touchy on how he looks, which is actually pretty interesting. So the whole GIMP appearance, there's a reason behind that. But Zoro tells Frankie to stand back as King goes in with this like super speedy attack called the Imperial Archer, as Zoro clashes against it with his 3-sword style Ultra Tiger Hunt, or the Ultoragiri. I wonder if he'll ultimately have to pull out the Santoryu Ogi Ichidai Sanzen Daisen Sakai, which he used against Pika, and we also saw that in Stampede too, when he would cut that meteor in half. But it's just like, you cut a meteor in half, and you just created 2 giant meteors. They're still big meteors, there's just 2 of them. I also love it in English too. 3-sword style, secret technique, billion-fold world, Trichiliocosm. But it's funny too because with King's attack, when it clashes against Zoro, he gets knocked back. That's the thing. We rarely get Zoro get knocked back this much. And he full on gets shot right out of Onigashima. And like Zoro is at the biggest disadvantage with this because he's always struggled with distance. Every time he takes on somebody who's agile or has distance, it's a struggle because it's just like, no, direct combat, motherfucker! But range attacks have always been Zoro's weakness. That's how Buggy got the jump on him that one time. The one dude with the guns in Skypiea, that's why he learned the whole flying slash attack to begin with, but that doesn't always help him out too often. That's why Orlumbus literally had to throw him at Pika, so that it's just like, throw me closer! Like, a lot of Zoro's worst enemies usually came because they were tough or they were airborne, and King is both of those. So Zoro is, this is the worst kind of fight for him. But during that attack, Zoro did manage to cut off even more of King's mask, where you could actually see his hair and some of his face. And apparently, for the first time ever, truly, because this comes up from time to time, King has dark skin and blonde hair. This kind of makes me think of Full Metal Alchemist with the Shimbalans, or even Douglas Bullet to a certain degree. But the thing is, if you go off of the anime, people with darker skin tones are actually fairly common from time to time. Hell, even Nico Robin had a fairly dark skin tone before they lightened it up over the time. And if you remember from the anime, they did that around the time of the time skip. So you were seeing Nico Robin less and less, so they were kind of doing it on the sly. It's only when you actually go back and rewatch her original appearance and then rewatch more recent appearances, she went from having fairly dark skin to being snow white. She whiter than Nami. She's the whitest member of the crew out there. It is surreal. So it looks like we're gonna finally have some straight up canon dark skin characters from Oda, because he tends to kind of give everyone the same skin tone. That's the thing. You know, the anime, if you look at all the Straw Hats, they all have like different skin tones. And I'm not just talking with Jinbei because he's blue. Like, there's alternate skin tones. But if you look through the manga, everyone has the same standard skin tone. Like, just white. They just white. Like, even when he says that Usopp would be from Africa if he was in the real world, it's just like Usopp just look the lightest of the light-skinned Africans, like Trevor Noah or something. But this time, he's actually kind of acknowledging it, and it's just like, oh snap, he's actually going to acknowledge skin tones. Interesting. Something that I always thought was just a choice for the sake of simplicity might actually come into play in terms of plot. Fascinating. But as Zoro gets launched into the air, he has to use two sword style clear lance in order to basically boost himself up in the air. It's kind of like Smash rules, like Super Smash Brothers, where it's just like you use the one attack to get right back onto the stage or something. I love it. It's some good shit. He basically just had to throw himself back onto land. And he gets mad. It's just like, dude, at least let me die by the sword. Show a little respect. So Zoro would just be mad. It's just like, don't have me die from a fall. That is the most disrespectful thing to a swordsman. And King's just like, I'd ask the same of you. Stop cutting up my mask. If you're gonna kill me, kill me. Just don't reveal my face. So both of them are feeling some mad disrespect at this point. Getting some dirty deeds done dirt cheap up in this shit. But some pretty cool stuff. The question isn't so much as will any of this happen, it's more or less how it's going to happen. How is Luffy going to defeat Kaido? I mean, Kaido is wearing down, so, I mean, we getting into that home stretch. Kaido's breathing a little heavy. But is Momonosuke going to be able to produce the clouds hefty enough in order to basically catch Onigashima? Will he carry it on his back like Odin carried his vassals in that boiling pot? And how will Zoro take down King? And why is King so touchy about his face? I mean, what does it really matter if someone sees your face? It makes me think of that one moment in Justice League Unlimited where Lex Luthor switched bodies with the Flash, and he's in the bathroom, takes off Flash mask in order to see his face, and it's just like, I will finally know the identity of the Flash. Takes it off. I have no idea who this is. Like, I have no idea who this is. I mean, it's all well and good to learn somebody's identity, but if there's nothing deeper going on, who knows? I mean, unless he has something specific going on with his face, which I wouldn't put it past Oda, gives King the sickest look of most One Piece characters. Something about the way Oda draws these dudes in big black leather. Like, this is the second time we've had a second in command who's just all in black leather. Like, Katakuri versus King. Oof. Both be somebody's fetish out here. But are we looking to get some backstory potentially? What's up with King's race? Why does he seem to be the only one left of them? Is he really the only one left of them? Is Enel or Enaru going to be coming down from the moon with a whole bunch of King's people? We'll just have to wait and find out. So send me your thoughts and theories into the comment section below. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.